Okay, guys, I'm going over the 2022 Sprinter 2-liter gas motor transmission fluid change. Hopefully I'll have the most comprehensive information here for you, but I'm going to go quickly here because I already hit the wrong button when filming. But here's the new pan kit. Now, the pan kit came with the pan, obviously the new stems that pop in it on the other side. I think you guys probably know all that stuff by now, but let's flip this over. Got the filters are already built in. These new stems will plug into these areas here. We'll do that at a later date. This will be part one of this video. And then we also got in the kit, and I'll put a link down below where the kit came from. The kit came from, well, I'll mention it now, I think it's ECS Tuning. They were the best deal on OEM Mercedes, and I asked for like a $50 discount, and they gave me one. And that was very nice of them. But you get 10 quarts of genuine Mercedes fluid. You get the pan, the little new stem things, and you get the torque converter drain plug, which they forgot to ship me, so I had to follow up with them, and they send you 10 new bolts too. That's the other thing. So don't let them forget the torque converter drain plug, which was annoying. Now I have to wait another couple days. Hopefully they're overnighting it. Anyhow, best price around. I got a discount, and it seems to be a great kit so far. So what we're going to do is we're also going to just go over the positions on the drain pan. When you're on your van and you're going to be draining the fluid, you'll see that these are numbered, and you get the little toolkit from Amazon or wherever, and it comes with the keyway and the unlock, the cap button or knob. You just stick it in here. You could use an Allen wrench as well, and that unlocks the nut. Just undo it. It's just a little simple little plastic nut that only can go so far, so don't overdo it. And then you'll see the positions. The keyway will then slide up, and it'll be sliding into, yes, this tube, which is already mounted inside, and placing that tube into different positions. So one, as you can see it labeled, is there, two, oh, that's three, there's two, there you go, and there's three, and then you got four. So as you can see, one would be the highest position, meaning it would maintain the fluid at the highest level, so that's where you fill it. Now you're going to want to take all the fluid out of the transmission and the torque converter, and you're going to want to measure it just because you want to get a ballpark of where you are at. So I set up a bucket I'm sitting on actually with liters, and I'm also going to probably do another drain pan and mark it just so I have two measuring things. And then I'm going to closely track what I took out, which I highly recommend you do. I'm going to warm the transmission up a little bit too before I do this so that it flows out more easily. But then once you've done that, you're going to go to position 4, because that is how you drain the fluid. That's the lowest position on that stalk. So that's the lowest hole, meaning it would drain the most fluid. So I drain as much fluid out as I can. The little key will open up that thing. It'll probably be pointing to number 4, the little fin. And then to get more fluid out so you don't drop it in your face, you can take all these outside bolts out first, because the Sprinter's got quite a bit of room. But then if you leave these couple center ones, what you can do is take the ones out on the side of the drain hole a little bit and just loosen the far ones over there, and the pan will drop down a little bit and drain towards the hole a little bit more and get rid of another half a quart. Then you can just hold it with your hand and take the rest out, take the pan down, dump it into your pan, and measure it properly. Okay, so once you've done that, we're obviously going to clean the lip of the transmission with a rag, and then we're going to put the new pan in. This pan, after we've installed our new stalks, which are no big deal, they'll click right in, and you'll see the old ones. And then we're going to put the pan up, we're going to pop the bolts in, and we are going to torque all of these new bolts that I got. These new bolts, again, there'll be another video, so don't worry. The new bolts will go to 4 Newton meters plus 90, which I know sounds wacky. Why didn't they just make it 5 Newton meters, which is another annoying little Mercedes thing. So we're going to, okay, we've already torqued it to 90, 4 Newton meters, and then obviously another 90 will be a quarter of the pi. So there you go, that extra 90. So I'll just use kind of my feel and sense to make sure I don't overdo it. It does have metal inserts, but I'm still a little cautious of overdoing it. The seal looks like a nice soft rubber, and it should seal easily. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to then get your little pump, which I got on Amazon. There'll be a link down below. This is a 3-liter, I believe. And it is, you're not supposed to exceed 2 bar in terms of shoving that fluid into the transmission. So you'll get a fitting like this in the kit. You'll also get a plug like this in the kit. You could put this plug in, or you would put this plug in, and then you would screw your fitting together, and you would be able to, you know, like that, you'll screw this together, and then you'll be able to connect directly to your hose, your pump, click in, and then you can pour your fluid into your pump, and you can pump your fluid in at 3 liters at a time. So that should be convenient. I had to buy the pump, obviously, but that's just what you got to do, thanks to Mercedes. So then we're going to fill her up with as much fluid as we got out, plus a little extra. I'm only going to go maybe 1/4 of a liter more, half at the most, because you do not want to overfill it, because you can foam up the fluid if it gets kicked around too much, and then you would have a frothy mess, and she would suffocate the transmission in a sense. It would suck dry in a way. So you want to fill it up carefully with what you took out, maybe a little more. Obviously, it should add up and make sense. Since I'm doing the torque converter, we should be able to get to, I'm hoping, at least 8 quarts, maybe 9. So, all right, once you've done that, new pan's in place, you've filled her up with fluid with your little special spout and everything, and then you can take this plug back out, and you can put your, you'll be able to get your little special tool again, and you'll leave it in position, you'll turn it to position 1, which we have done to fill it, obviously, position 1, because that's the position you fill it in so that you get the highest level of fluid. That traps it. Then we would warm the transmission up. That's the key to the transmission on the Sprinter, is it's 50 degrees Celsius as opposed to some other vehicles. Other cars with the same transmission recommend like 39, but Mercedes Sprinter says 50 degrees Celsius. And the only way I found to measure that so far is with some Mercedes will do it on their dash, some won't. But this launch, I found, I tried different dongles, I couldn't get it to work. The launch does work. I have another video explaining that. But anyway, you're going to hook that into your OBD. And it took me a half hour to get to 50 degrees Celsius, just so you know. And I actually was driving it around a little bit. So I might wind up taking it for a little spin and warming up the transmission close to 50, bring it home by the time it's 48, get ready. When it hits 50, I'm going to then turn my keyway to number 3, because number 3 is the set level position. So number 3 allows you to drain out the correct amount, and what you're going to want to do is let it drain until it goes to a fine stream. And it's running, remember, the vehicle is running. And you don't want to sit there forever while it overheats or anything, but it doesn't move that quickly. But it's designed to be done at 50 degrees Celsius, drain it to a fine stream. I've got one other little issue. I don't have the perfectly flat ground. I'm guesstimating in my yard because my driveway is inclined. But keep that in mind. You want to be on flat ground, and maybe check your load and make sure your van's not sitting funny. So flat ground's important. Well, I hope that helps you guys. I'm not sure what I missed. Oh, torquing down the pan, I forgot maybe, was 4 Newton meters, and you're going to crisscross in a special pattern, which is shown right here. You're just going opposing sides, 4 Newton meters, and then the extra 90 if you recall. So make sure they're opposing, crisscrossing, don't overdo it, and get it just right, of course, guys. Get it just right. All right, so again, hope that helps. There'll be all links down below eventually, and I will be doing another part 2 as I've done the transmission. And if I run into any sticky things, I will definitely be highlighting those. But I have studied this silly thing for over 2 weeks because I got a $1,000 quote, and I'm already into it for at least $500. I'm obviously planning on the future of doing it a second needed time in the future and saving even more money. But hopefully this helps you guys, and I will hopefully have the links to all of these pages that you can print out as well. And again, the Mercedes said 50 degrees because it's a 907 model, as opposed to other sedans and so forth that have this transmission. I can't think of anything. Oh, the torque converter, I forgot. You're going to want to drain the torque converter. It's really quite simple. It's a plug just in front of the transmission pan heading towards the motor. And I'll show it to you in the next video. But what you're going to want to do is a little rubber plug. I found it easiest to put my feet towards the motor and reach in, I'm sorry, my feet towards the rear of the van, my head towards the motor, reach in with my right hand from the driver's side, get to that plug and pull it out. It's just a soft rubber plug. I'll show it to you in the next video, but it's super simple. It's like 12 inches away from this transmission pan. Now to get it in position so you can drain it, this wrench is a 1 1/16. Now I know it's designed to be metric, but I don't have that, but this one fits perfectly well. I put this on the flywheel of the motor, meaning right up front on the motor, right near the radiator. The main flywheel where the belt travels around, it has a big bolt and it fits this 1 1/16. And I put it in Tighten mode, meaning that it goes clockwise. You're tightening the motor. That's the way she naturally spins. You don't really want to spin her in the opposing direction. You could a hair, but I wouldn't make that a habit. So you basically can do it with one person in one hand. Basically put your face up by the torque converter and you're looking in the hole where you took out the plug, and then you're just cranking this slowly on that bolt till the motor spins until you have the drain plug in view. Then where I think it's an Allen bolt, I'll confirm that because I did not get my torque converter drain plug in this kit. They failed to ship it. Make sure they ship it for you. And I will tell you the exact size of that next time. And you just turn that motor until that is exposed, and then you can pull your torque converter drain plug and you can start draining that as well, and drain that into your pan again and measure everything. Again, I hope that helps you guys. I will be doing a part 2 where I physically show you more stuff, talk a few more specs. I'll tell you about any headaches I run into. Again, I appreciate any likes and subscribes. All the links to everything will be down below, and part 2 will be down below as well, maybe part 3. Talk to you later, and there's other videos in my Sprinter section that I think will help you with spark plugs, etc. Take care.